Hey, I'm up visiting Justin. He is in finals, so he's going to graduate from Bolt really soon. In the next couple of days, he's going to finish his paper. One of his last ones, I think. I think he has two. So um, I've been thinking about what to use as a motivator in law school, as opposed to a fear of failure, a fear of not achieving a goal. I mean, I'd rather be motivated by a passion for realizing the goal, which is a little bit more positive um, than like the social shame of like getting bad grades or of flunking out of the school altogether, you know. So um, I've been thinking about how similar a lot of us are, law students. We have a kind of intensity, and I mean, this isn't without exception, but I think that we study pretty similarly, and I think that a lot of us share this fear of failure, and um, I have been thinking, like, how do I turn this around? Because I definitely have the same thing going on, and and part of it has been like constructing a vision for what I actually want to do when I'm done. Justin was saying today before he left that when he's done with these papers, he's looking forward to just being a full-time commie, you know? And so I'm like, all right, well, I guess if that's what I have ahead of me, and not to say that that's bad at all, what does it look like, and what does it mean? Is there a day job involved or not? I mean, am I going to be eating lots of really yummy chocolate out of dumpsters, or am I going to be kind of like a yuppie by day and a radical by night? I don't know. So I don't just have a fear of not being successful in school or in life. I have a fear of losing my identity. So I think that that's a part of, or that's that's why I have fun-colored hair, you know, because I don't want to be changed by an institution. I'd rather have an impact on the institution. And just finding out, you know, or putting together a vision for what I want to do immediately after school or during school is an important focal point, so that I can sort of like zone in on that and not get distracted by fancy shiny objects, you know, so that I don't go into like intellectual property, because I really think that software is fun, because I do, you know, and because I know that I could maybe make a lot of money and drive an SUV Lexus, like my friend Ifan is always telling me I'm going to end up doing. So that's what I'm always sort of wrestling with, and because it would be nice to, you know, like be a yuppie and to shop at Whole Foods and insulate myself from guilt through philanthropic events and stuff. I mean, that's a lot of people do that, and they're having an okay time, and they probably feel just fine. So I think a part of constructing this vision for what I want to do with myself has been being involved in the National Lawyers Guild and doing law type work with communities. I mean, it hasn't been too intense on the law side. It's just like what I did in undergrad, or between undergrad and law school. It's taking part in direct action, or being like an ancillary kind of support person for that kind of action. And now I'm just acquiring another specialty, I guess, or I don't know. I wonder if that's the okay framing. Like, should I consider myself a specialist, or should I consider myself a conduit of information? I mean, I'm not really sure if that's cool. I could I don't know. Like, Janet Weinstein's teaching a class this summer that I think is going to deal with that, and I haven't really figured out how to talk about it, or how to think of myself working with a community without it being like super hierarchical, or yeah. Anyway, so I'll figure that out. But there have been some perks with working with the National Lawyers Guild, and perks with going into law school. I mean, when you're in school, that means you have funding for an organization, which isn't something that you have when you're just when you're organizing ad hoc, unless you write a grant or something. So that's nice. And you get access to a whole body of people that will work with you potentially, and so access to the students. And if you're organizing in the community without attachment to an institution, then you got to go find those people yourself, or create a scene that draws them. And another perk of being in an institution is that you get like an automatic level of credence. So, saying I'm part of the National Lawyers Guild, it's a larger organization, and that has its own it's its own indicator of efficacy, I guess, that it's like big in the largest network. But if you say like I'm in Cal Western Student Chapter, then that's like double institution times. You've got like National Lawyers Guild, this big organization, and then you've got this school, and people read power when they hear those things, as opposed to when you say, I'm part of this community group with this name that people may or may not know, and are more likely to know if they live in the area that the group works inside. And of course, those perks are double-edged. It lubricates organizing, but it also comes with like centralizations of power and compromises that you have to make in order to continue to survive, in order to continue to get money, and things like that. So, but all in all, it's been good, it's allowed me to see how lawyers who are left work. It's allowed me to see examples of people in the field who are lawyers, who are practicing, who haven't sold out, who haven't been co-opted, whose day jobs are, in fact, doing lefty organizing or advocating for people who are marginalized. So I can feel confident that I can work to make a systemic change in the world, and not just like individually based sort of piecemeal work, I guess.